All right, we can start another one now.
Okay,
Well, because I could do that. I could just do the editing and the video and stuff like that. So we'll
sure.
just do that. So,
Some of the banter, leave it in because it's like we're just real people, And like, oh, are we done?
no, I love this, man. I truly do. This is so much fun for me. Folks, I got to tell you, Mike has been a friend of mine for a long time, and he is one of the very few friends that I have in my life that every single time I talk to him, I feel like I'm not only giving, but I'm also receiving so much. And that is just something I truly, truly admire. And I admire that in my friend Michael and stuff. And he's a great person to know. And like I said, every time we get on there, it just magic starts happening. So I finally got him on the Zoom call here. I'm like, I've been saying this for years. We should just start recording our conversations. That's what we should start doing. So that's what we're doing.
That
So
yeah, and that's fun to because there's no expectation, and so information just slowly frees. It's kind of like in a training where stuff comes out of your mouth or my mouth. It's like, where did that come from? Because I don't have really a scripted uh, element. So when you say, well, how do you want to wrap it up? I'm like, well, I don't know. I haven't scripted this. So it requires spontaneity. But when we're in the flow and it's spontaneous, it's fun. Same thing with coaching. That's why I love coaching because like I don't know what somebody's going to say. They may come and say this or this or this, and I just got to be on my game when somebody's in a coaching session and trust the promptings I feel to go with it rather than try to steer it.
one of the things I love when I'm coaching someone, and you could just tell that they're at that breaking point of realizing, of the choices they've been making versus what they could do, and they start breaking down, and they need that little push and stuff. And I always call that, it's like my fangs start growing and I bite them harder. And my wife will always tease me about that, just saying, oh, Dracula's coming, because my fangs are growing because I'm biting. And I heard her with one of her employees the other day, and she was started doing some coaching that she's heard me do, and I could hear the person. They're like breaking down, ready to start crying, and my wife just, "Argh." And I looked at her, and she realized what she was doing, and she's just like, that was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
pushing them into their breaking point, because then they realized how great they were and how much they were holding themselves back. And I'm like, I love doing that. I really do, because it's like you said, we can see things from an outside projecting perspective, and we're not holding energy on it. We're just assisting people to their greatness, and one thing that I really love, and I've always said this, is everything that's ever happened to you, that's been done to you, that's been said to you, doesn't matter if Billy beat you up or, whatever, was a bully, you've been abused, anything, that is not who you are. Those are just your experiences in life. And last time I checked, I mean, you get to pick and choose whoever you want to be at any moment, any time. It's as simple as a choice. If you don't like the choices where you're at, make different choices to where you want to be. You know, it's
Yeah.
pretty simple on that.
Well, it's simple in theory. In the reality, that's why a coach is vital in something like that because even in looking at those things, we'll go to the edge of our comfort zone and then go, oh no, I'm not going beyond that. I don't really want to look into that. I'll just go this far and then it's uncomfortable. I've had people say that, oh, this is getting uncomfortable. It's like, well, what did you expect? Did you think we would just go as far as you usually go and stop and have some transformational change? No, doesn't work that way. I did want to mention one difference between a coach and a mentor. A mentor is someone who has typically walked the path or a similar path that you want to walk down, and they can lay out steps for you. And they've been there, they've done that, and they know what it takes. And that's a valuable thing. The coach comes in when you get stuck. A mentor might say, well, just go. Well, sometimes you don't just go. So a coach can come in and look at what's in the way, what's bothering you, what's going on, deep within the subconscious element of you. What are the beliefs that are at play here that you know cognitively? Yes, I got to take this step, but somehow you don't. And so a coach digs into that with you to discover at a deeper level the root of not only what may be holding you back, but the root of what can push you forward. So
Amen.
just
Yeah.
go, just go, or they'll say, well, I told them what to do, but they don't want it bad enough. And that's true. They want whatever belief is running them more than they want what they say they want, because they know the belief to be real. It's real to them. Usually when they get stuck is because they don't know they can have the thing they're going for. It's like, you've lost weight, I've lost weight. In the beginning, if you start out with, I want to lose 100 pounds or 150 pounds, okay, I'm going to go for it. And then you're hungry. And then you see a piece of cake. And now you have a situation where, well, there's that cake. It's real. It's sitting right in front of me. And I have 100 pounds I want to lose. So, you know what? I'm not sure I can lose 100 pounds. And I certainly don't want to live like this for a year to lose it. I'll suffer. So I'll eat the cake. So a coach
Instant
will,
gratification.
yeah, because it's real, and so you want it, it's real, and it tastes good, and obviously it fills a void, but the void can't totally be filled permanently. So I don't know about your journey, but mine was step by step, and didn't start out with 100 pounds, started out with 10. That's outside of my comfort zone, but it's reachable. And then it was 20, and then it was 40, and then it was 50. And then when I started going, things started to accelerate. So, you got to take things step by step. Well, I'll give an example. Years ago, working with a guy who was in a network marketing company. Now we've known a few of those. And he showed him a house that wasn't his, but it was somebody he knew that was in this company. And it was a beautiful house, probably a $5 million house at the time, huge and all that. And he said, I don't get it. I bring people here to show them what they can have, and they don't do anything. And I said, well, what kind of people are you dealing with? He said, oh, just middle class people, blah, blah, blah. So, well, you got to realize they see this, and it's like, yeah, you can have this, but I don't think I can. So they got to go out and try to build this network marketing company. And you know how challenging that is. First rejection hurts. That's real. Living in that house isn't really real right now. So what am I going to do? This is painful. This is, a real experience where that's a fantasy. So they quit because I don't want to go through this if, I'm not sure I can even get that. The same thing with weight loss or relationships or anything like that. So coach isn't there to say you can do it. Of course, if I felt you couldn't do it, we wouldn't be talking. You wouldn't be paying me, because
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
taking your money.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's got to be an element there that we see that you can tap into that will push you past the obstacles. But a lot of times we set our goals or our sights so high, we sabotage because anything outside of our comfort zone is unrealistic. People say, well, be realistic. Okay, whatever I'm going for, this step one over here is unrealistic to me because I haven't done it. That's why I have a coach. So sometimes a coach will try to tamper it down a bit. Well, and I think, you got to take it step by step, but realize everything they're going for right now is unrealistic, because if it was realistic, they would do it. So it's getting past the belief that says, I can't have this, and do it step by step. And along the way, I don't know about you, but halfway through the journey, when people go, wow, you're losing weight, all of a sudden I'm going, oh, I can do this. I
I
can.
think that's really important to be able to set your goals. To me, I've always said, if you don't write your goals down, it's like wishful thinking. It's like, it's like pissing in the wind. It's not going to do a whole lot of good, but when you write them down, you're conscious of them and you start moving towards those things. A wonderful friend of mine that I saw in her post just recently, she's a competition bodybuilder. And she's got family, just wonderful person. And she was once overweight, and it's taken her years to get to that point to where she feels great about herself. And she said that the journey was hard, but she goes, what changed for me was I learned that reason why I'm working out is because I love my body. And I'm working out because I love my body and I want those results versus the pain of being overweight because I already know what those results feel like. And I mean, for someone that's, lost over 100 pounds himself, gone through tons of surgeries, we'll talk about that later, everything, I know what that journey's like. And for me, it wasn't, I'm going to do 5 push-ups and 10, jump jacks, whatever, like, boom, there it is. You know, it takes time. It takes commitment on your part, and it's just like with anything in life that really matters is it's a journey. And to me, it's like a lot of people, they think that success goes from here up like this, and it's all over the place, but that's one of the things I love about what we do is being able to assist people in their greatness at any moment. So
Yeah, and
we can talk
to
about this
me,
stuff all the time.
not to belabor this too much, because we'll probably hit and miss it along the way. A coach isn't one to say you can do it. Not really. I mean, of course, they believe you can because we believe the spirit being having a human experience is capable of anything, miracles. Um, 'Cause, but it's not about whether I believe you can do it. It's about you knowing and trusting you can do it. And so if I say you can do it, but you don't believe it, so what? I'm just making myself feel good.
Yeah,
I'm going to give you a pep talk and pat you on the back and blah, blah, blah. You can do that. But at the same time, if if you don't believe it, then we just have a feel good moment and you go home and you feel like crap. He told me I could do it and I went out and I didn't. So I must really suck.
I've heard people like that before. Yeah, no, I totally get it. So what do you feel in all your experiences in life? What do you feel is the greatest lesson you've learned so far in your life?
Um, Gosh, you said you're going to throw some things at me. No, probably the biggest breakthrough came, and I won't say because it was in a training, and we don't talk about what happened. Was when I was absolutely petrified, challenged to do something, uh, and I was petrified. Um, and anyway, it was my time to go. And in that moment, I just let go of all my fears and went. And it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. And out of that, I've learned this, and I keep relearning this one because I keep messing up. That if I just trust that same thing that says go here, go here, go here, I don't have to know why. I just trust, and my life works. When I
Absolutely.
when I have those feelings, and I'll tell you, it takes some practice to learn feelings versus self-deception, and we do self-deceive. We do self-deceive to justify why we went this way and not this way. But when I do that, my life works. When I interject my own reason and logic, typically either I learn a long way around the journey when I could have learned it instantly, or it ends up being painful.
So that experience that you went through that you were absolutely petrified and you went for it, like go of your fears afterwards, how'd you feel?
Oh, awesome. I was jumping up and down. And
Thanks for your detailed answer.
well, that was it. And then somebody said, "How are you feeling?" And I got into my head and went, "Good." I mean,
A
you
lot of
can't
people do
tell.
that.
You can't tell what I'm experiencing because I'm like, ah, I'm pumping my fist and
See, I think that's where a lot of times like words get in the way. It's like feel how I'm feeling. I mean, I do that with people all the time. It's like you can feel that energy from somebody, and sometimes words totally get in the way. I get that. I do.
I that was my experience. I've seen people cry during that particular process. It's like, oh, what are you feeling? It's not sadness. They're just like overjoyed and overwhelmed with
Yeah.
something, and it's like, well, okay, stop crying. What are you feeling? Come on, come on, don't
It's
hold
got to
back.
look a certain way here. Come
Don't
on.
hold back from us. Let us know. It's like, gee, anybody here can't get what they're feeling? Maybe you better leave. You're
Yeah.
missing something here. But anyway, um, that lesson has served me in life. And you know what? People say, well, how come you don't always do it? Because this is why we have coaches, because as the human part of us doesn't, because we live in a world of logic and reason that says this is stupid, this is okay, this makes sense, this doesn't. And one of the things I've realized is if something makes sense doesn't necessarily mean it will work. A lot of things that I've seen work didn't make sense at the time. Afterwards, you can put some things together, but a lot of times when you get the results you want, you don't care if it makes sense.
You
How
had
my
said
wife and
something.
I got married doesn't make sense. That's another story, but I'm just saying it's working. And, I love my relationship with my wife.
Yeah. You said something earlier I wanted to just touch back on here about self-sabotage. You know, I see a lot of people self-sabotage themselves, and they literally prevent themselves from moving forward. Why do you think people self-sabotage?
Uh, because their belief says they're not worthy or they don't deserve it, can't have it. So I don't want to go through the pain to get it, because what's the point? I'm just going to, suck at it. It's been my experience. I mean, when I do it, or I see other people do it, there's no accident. If we're looking for reasons to, um, let's say, get out of something, we'll find them. If you have an opportunity, but you don't believe you can do it. You might believe others can do it. Say, "Oh, I know I can do it. They did it." Yeah, but they did it, not you.
Yeah.
Uh, so you don't know that you can do it because you haven't done it. If you had done it, then you know you can do it. But they don't know. So there's that element of trust and faith within themselves. But if their fear of falling down is greater than the faith they have in themselves, they'll find reasons to self-sabotage. They will find a reason. Absolutely. Things may be going great for a year or two or three, but somewhere in there, this is too good to be true, will kick in, and they'll self-sabotage. They'll self-destruct. Not that they'll die. They can get back up if we learn. But it's just unworthiness. I don't deserve it. I can't have it. It's impossible.
And
And
every single time, that's literally just their own belief systems.
well, yeah,
It's
always.
literally just what's right in between here, because like you were saying, you take somebody that's had a ton of success or something like that, and you give them a challenge like nothing. But for that person, it's a huge thing, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, they self-sabotage. It's like, how do you take somebody who feels and acts like this, who wants to be like this, and they're not seeing how to get there? They think because so and so did it or whatever, I got to do it the same way,
Right.
or whatever. It's like, how many ways are there to cross a room? Infinite ways. What's the purpose? Cross the freaking room, right?
Right.
How you do it doesn't matter as long as you cross the room. So
Right.
that's what
So,
I think.
like you and I have been at many firewalks, and
Mm-hmm. Oh
the
yeah.
coals are hot. They're legitimately 1,400 degrees or so. And when it's time to walk, all belief says, uh, I'm going to get burned. Now, I've walked and gotten burned. I've walked and haven't gotten burned. I've seen it where the majority or all of them don't get burned. Um,
Um,
but here's the illusion, you know, oh, I did that, I can do anything. Not true. You can step through a fear like you did with the fire, and you can do that anywhere in life. But will you? Because the fire is just a metaphor
yeah.
of, or the coals. It's actually they're not walking through burning fire. It's gone down to coals at that point. But
But
it's a
those coals are still red, and those things are
oh yeah.
hot as all get
When
out.
it's dark out, it's pretty daunting.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it's amazing when you walk through and you didn't get burned, because your belief was, I will for sure get burned. But what the lesson is not that you won't get burned in life, but are you willing to take the risk of falling down or getting, you don't want to fall down in the fire,
That
of
was my fear.
falling down or getting burned to get what you want in life. Does it mean you will? It depends on, are you willing to continue to take those steps? Because you don't just take them once. You got to go step by step. And a lot of times it's stepping through fear, stepping through fear, stepping through fear, stepping through fear over and over and over again to get what you want in life. Are you willing to do that? Just because you walk through this, you could see the end of your fear. You know, the fire walk's about 20 feet long.
Yeah.
You could say it's 20 feet. So at some point, I'm on the other side of the coals. In life, going for what you want, you may not see the end. Are you willing step by step to do that? But the illusion people get is, oh, I can do this. I can do anything. Yes, you can. But will you?
That was the thing, you know, because like for me, I had so many fears going through my head the first time I did a firewalk. I mean, true fears. And I remember when you came up to me and you just literally, it was so calm. I remember the night perfectly. You know, it's dark, you know, I could feel this heat coming off these coals, and I'm standing up there, and I stood there for a while before I walked because I was freaking out. I'm not gonna lie, I was freaking out. And you came up with, you were so calm, and you just said to me, you said, what would be so important for you on the other side? What is so important to you that you'd be willing to walk through fire for? It means that much to you. And as soon as I got into that mindset, I beelined across it. And it was an incredible experience, you know, and I've done 67 of them now, and they're all been amazing. Truly, it's an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Love it.
We might end on this note.
All right.
Because maybe, you know, better leave them a few minutes early than a few minutes late.
You got it.
All right.
All right, brother. I appreciate your time so much. Look forward to doing these things with you whenever you like.
Run some, you know, soon. I'm not saying, hey, come on, give me a call sometime.
No, we'll do it, man. I appreciate your time. And this is the first one. This is going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much, brother.
You bet.
Have a good one. Bye for now.